Good afternoon. We're going to be doing today extending our body's block. We've already done the back and front. That's the front and that's the back bodies. And we've already done the skirts, the back and front skirts. So what we're going to do today is to extend the bodies to the skirt to get an extended body's block. So what we need is a sheet of plain paper we've got here, or we can use a spot and cross. A plain sheet of plain paper on our desk or table, and then what we do is we're going to start off with a front skirt block. We place it on our new sheet of paper. Once we've placed that on the new sheet of paper, what we do is we're going to mark that out. We're going to copy that off. Make sure it's straight on your paper. And we're going to copy that off. So we're going to come down the center front like that. We're not going to copy the whole of the block to the bottom, to the hem. We only want it just past the hip line. Right, so we're going to go to there. We trace off the darts, which is important, along the waist and down the side like that. So you trace that off and you put your dart mark in. And then once you do that, you remove your block, and then we're going to mark the darts on to the new shape that we've got. Always remember your dart goes in because you've got a dart. And we're also going to square a line off just below the hip line. So we square a line across. So that's the extended part of our body. So once you've got that, we sort of just write on there as well, so we know that what we're doing. That's the CF for center front. And remember, that's on the fold. So we put a fold. So that line is on the fold. So the next thing we do, we've got to get hold of our body, the body's block that we've done. And we're going to place that, the dart position, onto that, the first part of the dart. Like that. So it's straight. Can you see what's happening? That's your dart. And the dart comes over to there. But we want to use this part of the dart to touch the skirt dart there. So once you've got that, we're going to mark around the body's block, and we're going to, because we've got a bigger dart there, if you notice the dart is bigger on the body because you've got a bust area than the dart on the skirt. The thing that we want to do is to keep the dart on the waist of the body is the same width on the skirt. So we just put a little mark there where it is. So we've got that much there to play with. So we're going to transfer that much dart under the underarm of the bust on that line there. So we're just going to put a little mark there. Right? We're going to do a lesson where we do what is called dart manipulation, where we can transfer the dart different parts of the bodies. But now we've got that much dart there, from that point to that point, and we're going to transfer it under the arm. So to do that, we're going to start to mark from this position all the way up to the top of the neck, like that, around the neckline, like that, across the shoulders, like that, round the armhole, round the armhole like that, and down under the arm where we've put that mark. So once you've done that, so what we've done is we make sure you've got a weight on your pattern piece so it doesn't shift like that, up and down, it's firm. So once you've got that on there and it's steady, you've got a weight on to hold it, you mark down the front and you mark around the neck, round the shoulders, round the armhole, down to the mark under the arm. So once you've got that, you're going to pivot the pattern with the dart, the rest of the dart, what you don't want. So what you do is you're going to swing, put your pencil in that position like I've got there. You're going to swing the block till it touches that point. So I'll do that again. You push that back there, and you're going to swing it, the position, the space that you've got there, we're going to put that into the underarm. So you swing it till it touches your dart on your skirt there. Once you've done that, you start to mark from that point there now, down, all the way down to that point where the dart is. So I'm going to move that so that you can see exactly what's happening under there. So what we've got our dart position there, and we're just going to connect the dart back to there and that one to there. And we're going to connect the new dart that we've made under the arm like that, like that. So now we've got that position there for our new dart in the waist, the same size on the bodice as it on the skirt, but the rest that we have, we've transferred it under the arm. So once you've got that under the arm, what we've got to do is we have to shorten the darts that we've got, because we don't want it right on the exact nipple. So we come back an inch and we measure down 1 inch from there down, we put a mark. We measure 1 inch from there outwards, we put a mark, and then we reshape the dart back from that 1 inch back to there like that. And we do the same thing on the body bit from the waist up. So once you've got that, that's your extended bodice, and all we do is just curve with your curve that shape into there for your extended, that's the extended bodice for your front. So instead of using, you've got a block, which is your bodice block here. That's your bodice block. So you've got that, and you've got your skirt block, which is that block. You've now joined them together where you've got your bodice and you've got a skirt, and they've joined together. So that now becomes one piece, and that is your extended bodice block for the front. And then you go on to do the back, and it's exactly the same thing once again, we're going to mark on here exactly the same position that we did for extended the bodice block. And it's the same thing we do. We mark across the top of the waist of the skirt down. We put the dart mark in there, finished. And then we mark the side. And then we put the dart shape in there and there, like that. And then we move our block from that new sheet that we've made. We connect the darts like that. And we connect the dart like that. And then we square a line. It's got to be the same distance we've got it on the front from there down. We do the same distance at the back, and we just square a line across like that. Make sure it's squared like that across. And then we get our back bodice block, which is that. And we're going to place that touching on the waist of the skirt. You've got to remember there's no seam allowance on this, so you can afford to we do that. So this is when we make our extended bodies. So we then, once again, we're going to mark around our block, touching there. We put our dart shape in, so you can see that the darts are touching there, and touching there. Unlike the front, it doesn't touch, it doesn't meet like that, so we're all right. So all we do is put the mark in for the darts at the top, and we finish marking around the shoulders. We mark around the armhole, and then we come along to the front, the waist, up to the dart. So then we just move our block away over there, and then we extend the dart shape into there like that, just straighten up that line, and that gives us our extended bodice block. And you can see where what happened here, we've got like a little gap in there. We don't want that. We want them to sit together. So with our curve again, we're going to curve that into the hip line. So if you've got a steady hand, or if you've got your curve, whoops, and you curve that line down into that line, you can just connect that shape into there like that. And then what we do is we then cut out our shape. And then what we do, we check to see that the side seam matches before we add our seam allowance on it. Because this side seam here has to match this one here after the dart. You can see that. So this side seam here has to match this side seam here. So we've got to cut the shape out and make sure they match. And then when we know that they match, we might find that one is a bit longer than the other, whichever one. What we do is we make them the same. So we either cut it off. If this one is longer, we cut it off and we shape it back into the center front. Or if it's shorter, we add on and we take it back into the center front. But it's more likely if it's longer, we take it off. So we'll get that sort of shaping. If it's longer, we go and shape it off. So the two side seam, which is the back, has to match the front on here. So this is the extended bodice block, where we use the bodice, and we use the skirt to arrive at our extended bodice block like that. So we know we can't go wrong if we do that. And we do the same thing on the back. We use our back skirt block to extend it, and we use the bodice of the back. So that's how we arrive at our extended bodice block. So there we go. And then on these extended bodice block, we can use that for our dress, our jacket, our blouse, our tops, whatever we want. We can draft it from this extended bodice. If you just want to do a bodice with a skirt on it, you can use this one. You use these ones and you do a bodice, and then you do your skirt pattern. You attach it to your skirt. So they're all useful. All of them are useful to when it comes to creating and designing your shape of your skirts or your tops, your shirts. These pattern pieces, blocks, very creative. So what I will do is, as we go on, I'll show you how you create your style line from these pieces. So the next thing we're going to do is to be doing some necklines, so that we can pick a neckline from what we've done, and we can apply it to our block, our pattern that we're going to be creating. So, and then also we also have to show you how to do the dart manipulation like we did on the front here, where we manipulate some of the dart on the bodice into the underarm here. So these are the ways of developing your extended bodice block. Thank you. I hope you will find this useful. Bye.